Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to show you how I designed soft tissue crown lengthening guide using Blenderfordental. After importing the scan and aligning it to the center of the 3D view, we are going to go to the Blockout module and then select our scan, which is the upper scan, and we're going to name it and then create an offset. After creating the offset, we are going to voxel remesh the scan. After creating the offset, we are going to survey the scan, which is the upper scan, and then we press survey upper. We keep moving the scan until we reach to the position where we block all the undercuts. You have to align the scan point of view because it will block any undercut with this view. So that's enough. For the sake of simplicity and saving time, we are going to use these automatic options, which is auto models, less retentive, which is minus 0.2. This is the scan, which is surveyed and will have the undercuts removed. To better visualize what the offset means and what the undercuts is shown, we are going to view the offset and the passive. And then we're going to take a cross-section of this model. Here you can appreciate the layers of the scan. So first, this is the original scan, as you can see here. And then this is the offset, which is the same scan but increased in size by 200 microns. Here is the passive without any retention. And here, the option that we used, which is auto-retentive model, which decreased by 200 microns. Before proceeding to the Splint module, now I'm just going to do some measurements and creating some safety zone and the cutter to proceed with our crown lengthening guide. So before proceeding to the Splint module, now I'm going to design safety margin and the cutter for the combined crown lengthening soft and hard tissue. First, I'm going to disable the retentive and go to the original model. I'm going to select the model, press shift and right click to move the 3D cursor, and then add a vertex. Now, in this example, I'm going to do 1 millimeter from gingival margin cut, and then we are going, for the biological width, we are going to cut 2 millimeters of bone from the 1 millimeter that we have planned. And then we are going to add 3 millimeters to act as a safety margin for the periphery of the guide. So we are going to extrude the vertex in the Z-axis for 1 millimeter. Then another extrusion for 2 millimeters, then final extrusion for 3 millimeters. To make the ruler visible, we are going to the object data and press in front. Now I'm going to select all the vertices and then enable the snapping options without the project individual elements, and then extrude the ruler. Now, after we have extended our ruler throughout the teeth that we are going to do the surgery, now I'm going to separate the safety margins and the ruler from the cutter. So I'm going to select this face and then click Control on the other face and then separate by selection. The same for this ruler, which we don't need anymore. Now we are left with the cutter. To make the cutter more smooth, by using a subdivision modifier and without many distortion, we are going to first increase the bevel weight to 1 of the edges data, and then we are going to do an inset. The benefit of inset is to make the deformation applied by subdivision modifier minimal. Now we are going to our modifier and then add subdivision modifier, add solidify. We're going to finish it with a remesh. We can apply all modifiers by right-clicking and then convert to mesh. To add an offset, so we can have a little bit of leeway, we are going to add solidify as well, but only for 100 microns. And then we are going to finish it with a remesh. Apply it all. Now we have finished our cutter. For the safety zone, we are going to the object data and then change the color to red for visibility. Then we are going to change our color to object to make it visible and make it unclickable. Now we are going back to the Blockout module, hide the original and enable the retentive model. And then we don't need this ruler anymore, we can disable it. And for now, the cutter, we don't need it, we're going to hide it. Then we are going to draw our splint layer. We are going to the Splint module, name target model, and then draw layer line. We are going to draw the splint layer and then make it near to the safety zone that we have designed. Then we are going to press trim to make sure that we have drawn the correct way. We are going to get back to the material, and yes, there are two different colors, which means that there is no issue with the drawing. We are going to select the layer that we want and then press on clean. Then we're going to make it press on make layer, make it 3 millimeters, which means 1.5 millimeters outside and 1.5 millimeters inside the mesh. Now we're going to smooth. We don't need safety margin anymore, so we disable it. Press exit and then remesh. Now we're going to the cutting tools. First thing, we are going to cut the fitting surface by going into the cutting tools and then cut fitting surface. As you can see here, the fitting surface has been cut into the splint layer. And then we are going to select object being cut and choosing the cutter to make the cut in it. Press apply cut. And now here is the final result. We are going to remove the retentive model, the target model, and then get back the original model. And to see through the splint layer, we are going to go to the model designer and then decrease the alpha a little bit to see through the splint layer. And as you can see here, now we have our 1 millimeters from the gingival margin, so the doctor can cut the soft tissue here. And then here is the boundary that the doctor will remove bone. Then we are going to go to the splint layer and then smooth with protection. As you can see here, all the grayed area is the mask protection, which prevents my smoothing brush to modify the fitting surface. And here's how I design my combined soft and hard tissue crown lengthening guide. I hope you liked this video and see you later in another video.